Let's learn about the breakable walls. You might have noticed I changed the skybox. I got tired of all that red, so I made this a little bit more of a dusky nighttime. I think this looks a little bit better, so let's go with that. And take a look down in our prefabs at these walls that I provided you. You'll notice right away that we have a couple options of each of the types of walls. The reason for this is that one of these is the import from Blender that I'll show you in the next video how to make if you're curious, and the other one is the actual game object for Unity that we can use that already has all the settings applied to it. So if I take this breakable wall and drop it into Unity, I see that we can kind of see all these creases where all the cuts are in the wall, and if I press play and run this, I see that the wall just immediately collapses. Let's go back here and just rotate this 90 degrees so that we can see this face forward head on a little bit more clearly. It collapses right away. And bam, this platform kind of cuts through it. There's a little bit of collision clipping that's happening, pushing it through the ground. That's all right. It's has a kind of a cool effect getting smacked around like that. So what's happening here is that this object is actually a whole bunch of individual pieces that are all in their kind of right before they fall apart state, each one having their own rigid body and collider so that each piece can behave as an individual object. The problem is that when I start my game, there's nothing holding these things together. It just collapses automatically. So what we're actually doing when we have a breakable wall is a little bit of a magic trick. We actually are not having a breakable wall be in our scene at all. We're including a non-breakable wall that, as soon as the player touches it, is swapped out. This breakable wall disappears, and this non-breakable wall disappears, and a breakable wall takes its place in a single frame so that nobody notices, and then that collapses. So this breakable wall itself, right now, doesn't really do very much. It just blocks my passage. Nothing happens to it. It is non-breakable and doesn't really do very much. However, if I head into my scripts, our first time peeking at one of these in a custom way, I am actually able to apply a breakable wall script to this. And what this is going to do is allow me to attach the breakable object that I want this to turn into upon contact. Going back into my wall prefabs, I can attach my breakable wall prefab to this, and now let's take a look at what happens. Now, if I run and touch this wall, it swaps out and becomes a breakable wall in the moment that I touch it, and it kind of looks like that, well, I've actually broken this wall by sheer force of coming into contact with it. The player doesn't actually have any idea what's going on behind the scenes, but us game designers know the secret. So what I can do now is maybe place this wall over here, and then place a couple other breakable walls beside it. Sorry, non-breakable walls. I can't get those names straight. Beside it, maybe I'll put one here just for now. You can always make this look nicer later, just so they can't sneakily get past. And for all the player knows, this is an impassable section that they have to go around the side. Whew, launch through the wall there. Clipping issues, don't worry about those. But I secretly have the ability to knock one of these walls over for kind of a secret passage, or maybe you want to make a maze or some other type of game mechanic to work with these things. So, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to make your own custom breakable wall, and then teach you a bit about how you can apply the breakable kind of mechanics to it in a custom way. I'll see you in the next one.